Hello everyone, we're over here at Danu. That's the region name, and as you can see over a bit north side, we can see the lighthouse and the tiny Isle of Mist off that way. So we actually went the reverse way for this last island to go to at the part of the Lilliputian chain here on the coastal waterway. And here's our look at the mainland that's off the shore here. As I always like to kind of show off, though I'm gonna have to bring down this draw distance here very quickly, or else it's gonna tank everything. I was gonna say, I think that was the Fairy Grove as well, way out there, that we saw for the last second. So yeah, a nice bit of distance when you get over like 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever it is, the max, I forget. Yeah, this island's a little bit different because it did have something added to it that was a bit newer, which is part of the Tire and the Curse of Magical Glitches collectible game. Still haven't done that myself, but it looks like they dropped a couple of the things here at some point.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And since that game came out, like, I think it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago at this point, it's a fairly new edition. Yeah, we have this neat little wall here that's actually part of like a walled fortress, though it's the only part of the wall there. So I wouldn't call it another fortress compared to the last video we did. Oh, that's a weird looking one. Yeah, compared to the other islands, this one does have a few things that are definitely not for tinies, even though the island itself was probably originally made for tinies. Like, this thing's definitely made for average avatars. But we'll go ahead and head on up and get on around this spot, because you can't get through the caged off entrance, obviously, but you can go right around this island and see what's on the other side without much problem. And we're already here, basically. And it has a nice little tropical getaway spot on it, basically, which is what that wall was hiding. Nice little candles on the steps and everything. So this spot, I say, as well, is probably not meant for tinies as much. I think some of this stuff was probably added in later on, I imagine. It's a nice little surfboard bench, though. It does look cool. I don't think there's any little hidden offsets here. It doesn't look like it to me anyways. Still see a house over that way. I think that's attached to the mainland, but I'm not quite sure. Might be another island. Oh, I guess that's another glitch here. Looks like a Anubis statue or something on those lines, or maybe a cat statue. Yeah, this island kind of feels like it's almost like it was an island for tinies that they started building a settlement on and then stopped for whatever reason. And then basically moved next door. But yeah, you can definitely tell the wall was made for tinies. But not much else here, I have to say. But it's definitely part of the chain. It's basically what I've seen from guides on these islands, because apparently there is a guide. This is basically the first island of the chain, and then the fortress that we were at is basically the last one along the chain of the Lilliputian Islands, or however you pronounce that. and I guess I missed it originally. But in any case, here it is. The Danu Tiny Island. That's my name for it. Because it's on the Danu region, and it's just called Coastal Waterway otherwise. Hope you have fun.